There you got Dad's watch. I'm gonna put it on. Good job. It's a little big for you. Mm-hmm. What's happening, everybody? It's another warm day out here today on Scott Family Farms. I'm Jordan Scott, and on this channel I talk about my farm, the equipment we use, and some of the processes that we use to operate our farm from day to day. So today and this week, not a lot of farming stuff is going on still. We got all of our spraying done. We are basically just waiting for harvest, as long as there's not any bugs that show up. If we get some bugs in the beans, we will have to go and spray them again. But so far we haven't seen any signs of bugs showing up. So today I think I'm going to go check on some corn and see if I can do a yield check and see kind of how it's looking, if it's at the right stage. Corn starts to get a dent in the kernels, and that means it's starting to get drier and moving towards being done growing. So when you start seeing a dent in the corn kernels, that's a good time to check for your yield. I'm gonna go out into a couple fields and see if the corn is at that stage yet or not, and we'll see if we can do a yield check. All right, I'm out here in the cornfield. I am gonna head in a ways. I need to measure out a certain distance, which I need to find.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No! The definition of the word idiot, which you are.
So what I'm gonna do is measure out a length of row, count how many ears are in that length, and it's based on our row spacing. Count the ears in that row and then do an average of the kernels per ear, and then we will do a little math and kind of come up with a rough estimate of yield. It can sure change a lot between now and harvest. So let's go find some corn and mark off how many feet we need. Corn's pretty thick out here. I found a skip row so I could do a little filming, but I'm gonna go in past the end rows a little closer to the middle of the field, and then we'll measure out. We need 26 feet and 2 inches is the correct measurement to do a yield test in 20-inch rows, so that's what we'll do. We'll mark it out and then count the ears. And then we will count the number of kernels on those ears, and that will give us a number to divide by 90, which is 90,000 kernels per bushel. And all the math works out to our row spacing and our population to being the right formula there. And we'll see what we come up with. Okay, there is 34 ears in that distance. And now we will take a couple of those and count up the actual kernels on the ear and come up with our formula. I grabbed 6 ears of corn out of that row that I measured up, and I will just take those 6 and count them up. Typically I wouldn't pull them out of the field. I would just leave them in the row and check them that way, but it is warm today.
Kind of hot in these rhinos.
And in 20-inch rows it's a little tight to be filming and to be checking. So in order to show you guys better of what I'm actually doing, I brought those ears out with me. They're sitting on the truck here. So I will open them up, count them up, and then we'll do some math. as you could see on a couple of those, there's a space up here without any kernels. That just means it hasn't finished growing quite yet, but you can see, I think you can see the dimples starting to form on the kernels there. That means it's starting to dry out and working its way towards being finished. But a few of these have some space that they're still growing. Hopefully those fill out. Another rain would sure help fill those out.
Warm!
But I'm gonna go ahead and count these up anyway and just see where we're at this point. So when we count around the number and then the length of the corn also. And then that gives us a count, obviously. Don't worry, I have my flip-flops on, so I can use my toes for counting when I need to. It's all strategy. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys for a minute and just tell you that I have never done yield checks before. So this is the way that I found online how to do them. So whether it's 100% accurate or not, I don't know. This is the method that I found. Whether it's accurate or not, maybe you guys could tell me, my farming buddies, maybe you could tell me better than I could. Tanner, why don't you tell me if I'm doing this right or not? Leave her down in the comments or just text me or Snapchat. Snapchat.
Fitbit! Fitbit!
This is my first time doing it, and so I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly or not. So take that with a grain of salt. What I did was I took 6 ears out of the measurement that I found for 20-inch rows and counted up the kernels on each ear and then averaged those into my number. So the average number of kernels per ear I got was 719. So you take that times the number of ears in that row spacing, which was 34, and then you divide that number by 90, which 90,000 kernels per bushel, which is an average also that I found. I came up with 271 bushels per acre on this test. That is phenomenal. That would be great. It's not out of the realm of possibilities for our ground and our fertilizer that we put out, but hopefully that's good, and hopefully we add a few more bushels to that. That'd be awesome. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to get this test done and let you guys know kind of what's going on, where the corn's at. It's looking good from this test. I might go do a couple more tests just to kind of see if this was a fluke. So tomorrow Dad and I are playing in a golf tournament.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
So that's why I'm doing a little filming today. I know this is going to be a short video. There's just not a lot going on. We found out today that we do have some beans that have spider mites in them. So we will have to go spray a couple loads. Just in one field we found them. If we don't get on top of that, they will cause a lot of damage and cost us a lot of money. So we'll go get that done at some point, maybe Friday. That's what we got going on today. And this week, thanks for watching another episode of Scott Family Farms, you guys. If you guys have any questions about my farm or what we're doing or any questions at all, drop them in the comments down below. I do see all of the comments and I read and comment on each one. I do appreciate comments. Gary, thanks for always commenting and watching and following me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and thanks for the meat products that are in my freezer. I have yet to try them, but I'm sure they're fantastic from what I hear.
Any decent chef will tell you don't even want to let those things touch the grill. Make it drier than a fart. What you want to do, pan sear it both sides, finish her off in the ovens.
Well, see, now that sounds like overhandling to me.
You'd be overhandling them, Squirrely Dan.
Well, he'd be squirrely dandling.
Oh yeah, me and Gordon Ramsay are both morons.
Catch you guys on the next one. See ya. Did you turn the PlayStation on? Good job. You gonna play some games? Whoops.